Hey everybody, this is Dust for Listed on Gaming with episode 6, match number 3 with Forked Mono Red Forked Bird here in Modern. As a reminder, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, please consider subscribing, giving us a thumbs up, and leaving a constructive comment down below. Alright, so Mono Red Forked Bird, aka Mono Red Archlight Phoenix with Forked Bolt instead of Skewer the Critics. Primary reason for this is it can be better used to trigger light up the stage as opposed to lightning bolt or lava spike when you sometimes have to decide whether you're killing a creature or going to the face with it. This kind of gives you more utility against a lot of mana dorks, elves, etc. in the format. Allows you to get things like Narcomoeba out of the way, still deal with one to your opponent's face, get rid of like 2 Narcomoebas. This card's had a lot of utility, and at least in the one matchup we played was really relevant against the mono white Soul Sister token deck, whatever it was. The other matchup, even against Hollow One, allowed us to point 1 point of the Forked Bolt at the Hollow One, 1 point at our opponent's face, and use a bolt to finish it off. So, a lot of utility to be able to split the damage for Sorcery Speed Shock. One of our users suggested this in the comments down below, so I thought it was an interesting inclusion, and so far it seemed pretty reasonable. Beyond that, you have your usual Lightning Bolt, Lava Spike, Gut Shot combinations. You have Light Up Stage for card advantage, Metamorphose to cycle through your deck, make your Bedlam Revelers cheaper, bring back your Arclight Phoenixes, Faithless Looting to get your Phoenixes into the bin some extra lands, and then Swift Spear and Soulscar Mage to kind of provide the early pressure that a burn deck needs to win the game. Surgical Extractions for graveyard decks, Running Volley for the tribal decks, the Izzet Mirror Match, and the Storm can come in against Storm as an uncounterable way to kill their dudes. A Braid, pretty decent when you need a Shock or Shatter effect. Don't forget this when you're playing the Mono Red Mirrors, because your opponents have Dragon's Claws, which are for the Mono Red Mirrors, Burn, and Arclight Phoenix. And then Blood Moon for any of the big mana decks, Tron, Amulet, Titan Shift can also come in against 3-color decks like Jund. A little less effective against Jund, but like Jund, Jeskai, etc. to kind of get some free wins while you're pressuring them. So Blood Moon's at its best when you're pressuring your opponent. This deck is definitely all about pressure on its good draws. So, and one final note before we go into the actual video, I want to thank everybody for helping us hit 500 subscribers. Really want to push to get to 1,000 here shortly so we can get monetized again. Once we do that, I'm hoping to help the channel continue to grow and grow and grow. My goal is to this might be a ways down the line, but my goal is to become the largest Eternal formats channel on for Magic the Gathering as far as like exclusive content, Modern and Legacy. I'm going to be working on getting some Legacy content put together. I've done a few Legacy videos here and there, but it's going to be more of a focus. I split the channel into, well, this is being the primary focus, but I have a separate channel now for standard content, for YouTube and its search engines, trying to increase our visibility. I can't really do a variety content as much anymore, so I moved standard to another channel called Standard Nexus MTG. If you like seeing standard content, feel free to check that out. We've got we'll primarily be playing tier decks, decks that are doing really well at tournaments. Right now that's Mono Blue, that's Sultai, that's the Nexus decks, that's Esper. And if you really like to see sweet standard content, a little bit off the wall stuff, don't forget to check out Sideboard MTG, who has been a supporter of this channel quite a bit. So this hand's obviously not great. We obviously couldn't keep the no-lander, so we are on the play. I would like to, guess we'll keep that on. Keep that and hope, well actually it doesn't matter if our Swiss Spear dies because we do have Gut Shot here. So, thank you Watsy for free spells here. Free spells are good. That gives us 2 draws at some lands. Alright, so no idea what's going on here. Could be just some style of control deck. See if our opponent has a Fatal Push or something here. Yep, so hopefully this hits us some lands. course it doesn't. We're going to be losing the arclight Phoenix permanently, unfortunately. So, some style of control / mid-range deck. Guessing Sultai or blue-black. Feel like this is going to be a Tarmogoofy coming down. Maybe a Collective Brutality? Nope, just Inquisition. Alright, I mean, keep taking our spells, friend. Fortunately, we lose a Phoenix here. Wonder if this is like blue-black thing in the ice. It's definitely a possibility. Yeah, it feels like this might be either blue-black Fae or blue-black thing in the ice. Lost that Arclight Phoenix permanently. Probably going to lose our Bedlam Reveler here. So we really want to draw... Yep, looks like it's blue-black Thing. I mean, they have no reason not to block here. Especially since they know the cards in our hand. So we've been through 11 cards and have only seen one land. Jasse. Yep, our opponent has a Jasse. Card on bottom. Obviously, this game could still go either way, but it does feel, between an active Jace and everything else, we're not in the greatest of shape here. These are normally the kind of matches I like to play against with mono red decks, but it feels like this game might be slipping away a little bit. Puts card on bottom. Must be trying to deny us lands. You know, Snapcaster Inquisition here. Yep. Probably take away our light up the stage because they don't want us to double spell them. Wow. Opponent leaving a card on top, so therefore we know it's not a land. So basically we have to hit 2 lands in a row, which really kind of sucks. Probably should have attacked there. Jace locks are so obnoxious. We're too far behind in this game. Our opponent hasn't won yet, and maybe it's too early to scoop there, but we're way too far behind. Alright, so let's bring in a couple copies of Rending Volley, a couple copies of Blood Moon here. Bring in Blood Moon as just a way to try to get a free win. You know, their mana base, yeah, it has a lot of basics and stuff in it, but they do have to fetch, at certain points, they do have to fetch Shocklands and Duels to be able to cast their cryptic commands and such. And Rending Volley is just good against Thing in the Ice. It's possible I should be even bringing in the third one here, or like one of the copies of Forked Bolt, but I don't like going too deep on cards that only kill one particular card. And then everything else, they'll probably be bringing in Surgical Extractions and such. We really needed to win game 1 there, but, you know, the hand didn't come together. We had to mulligan the 7-lander, or the 7-card hand. The 6-card hand, I mean, it was a keep, but like this hand, mulligan. This hand's fine, I guess. I mean, the odds that they don't have interaction on one in the form of either a discard spell or a kill spell are pretty low. But in the event they don't, we do get to hit them for like... Alright, so we get to hit them for 2, 4, and 4. We get to hit them for 10 here. Am I supposed to go for max damage, or am I supposed to try to go for hit Arclight Phoenix? They could still have Surgical here, which would blow up that plan completely. So I guess we just go for the hit you for max damage and try to figure out how to close out this game later. See if they have like a Snapcaster or something here. Let's play it on a land and pass. I have no reason to make a move here. Sure. Good chance they had that Fatal Push before the opt anyway. So, maybe I was supposed to deploy this Soul Scar Mage. Holding this Faithless Looting for next turn. Another Fatal Push. Sure. Helps to have all the Fatal Pushes. These 2-color mid-range decks just have felt pretty rough on us of late. The green-black rock, the blue-black thing. Alright, fair enough. I'm gonna say, do you have to get another Fatal Push? maintaining the ability to flip the thing in the ice here. Let's play this fun game of cat and mouse. Snapcaster Inquisition. Snapcaster Serum Visions. Alright, hopefully they don't hit a land here, and they attack. And then a bolt effect is lethal. Come on, you know you want to attack. Come on, bolt effect one time. Nice. Alright, so on the draw, I think we want the third Rending Volley over Forked Bolt. Obviously some consideration for Surgical, but they are a Snapcaster Mage deck, so don't think that's worth it. We didn't see Surgical Extraction out of them, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Though, as I have stated before, bringing in Surgical, it is not exactly the best against a burn deck, so this deck does force some interesting dichotomy issues for opponents. I mean, yeah, this is the kind of hand we usually sign up to keep, I guess. Want to use your Fatal Push? Go right ahead. That is one of the issues with playing Soulscar Mage is against the removal heavy, like efficient removal heavy decks. Sometimes it's really hard to stop a train. No, sometimes it's really hard to maneuver Soulscar Mage into a position where it can actually factually matter. See if our opponent tries to reman this. Red. Funky. Only we could get them to tap out for something stupid. Odds of this resolving? Negligible. Wow, this might actually resolve. I'm in shock. I don't know that it terribly matters. Obviously, they have access to one red and one black mana here, but does restrict their ability to cast some of their spells. I'm going to say, it makes sense for you to block my Snapcaster range here. We have flooded out on lands a little bit, so... Punished for the sequencing on your... Do you dare block with your thing in the ice? Wow. Stone cold call that I have nothing. That's, it's pretty brassy. Oh, man. Blood Moon might have kept us in this game. Despite the fact that we are flooding hardcore. And that said, our opponent could easily have spells and flip their thing in the ice here. I don't know how many spells they can or can't actually cast. Wow. You've drawn nothing? Wow. Alright, there's a Serum Visions. See what they do with the Scries here. 2 cards on bottom. That was fast. Faithless Looting or something, please. Alright, I mean, Lava Spike. Lava Spike definitely counts as something. To 4. Alright. Aw, that's unfortunate. Opponent could flip their thing here. Why would you block... Soulscar Mage? Alright, so somehow got there against blue-black thing, because Blood Moon, even against fair decks, is a messed up magic card. Sometimes you just gotta bring it in to try to punk people, and sometimes you do. So, opponent went obviously very kill spell heavy. With their Inquisitions, they probably don't have a ton of counter spells in their deck. They might have had some number of Cryptics or Dispels. Neither of which are particularly good against a mono-red aggro deck that can lock you under Blood Moon. So, pretty sweet that Blood Moon was able to steal us game 3 after game 1. We kind of got stuck on lands and they were able to Jace lock us. So, deck is pretty sweet. I'll probably play a couple more matches with it to finish out this set. For right now, this is my finishing recording for one night of 3 different videos. But the deck is pretty sweet. Fork Bolts has seemed pretty reasonable so far, probably better than Skewer the Critics in some of these situations. So I like the suggestion of Fork Bolt so far. And as a friendly reminder, if you like standard content as well, please check out our standard channel, Standard Nexus MTG. Currently, we are doing some Reduke Mono Blue from the Pro Tour, and then we'll be doing some. We've already done some mono red slash Rakdos Burn, and then we're going to be doing some Simic Nexus next week. So, this has been Dusk for Dustodon Gaming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I want to thank everybody for your support.